What's going on, everybody? I don't know if you guys remember our good friend Money Badger
Oh,
Bets
no.
Jake over here. It's been a long time. Jake's been Mr. Worldwide, traveling from down from Florida up to the East Coast. But Jake, how are you, brother? Welcome back.
Good, Eric. Thank you. It's good to be back. I missed you the last two or so weeks, but back and better than ever, baby.
Back and better than ever. We know that most of the slate has kicked off, but with that being said, there's a bunch of games that we have time for. So, of course, we're going to focus our time on the games that are upcoming. Shout out to props.cash for sponsoring the stream. We really appreciate you. And shout out to everybody in chat. Give me 12 seconds just to get a little promotion out, as I always do. And Jake and I have a variety of plays to go through. I know Jake's got a bunch. I have a few bets. I think there's 6 games that are left, and
Yep.
there's more than enough value to find within these 6 games going on. So give me 120 seconds right here, live now. We got to get the chat popping. And we're going to get right into it. We have a game starting at 6:40, so we got 39 minutes. And this happens to be, Jake, your favorite bet of the game. So let me pull it up in 1 second. Here. Live. All right, there we go. Promo is out. Let me get to this game here. So we have Cleveland and Colorado. Kyle Freeland and gotta refresh here. Kyle Freeland and who's going? Colby Allard, I think.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second here. Log in.
Yeah, and to be honest, I didn't even really look at that side of things because I'm only on I'm on a team total. But I feel like I'm getting back to my roots here. I'm like up in my childhood bedroom. Like I've been working from my childhood bedroom for the last couple of weeks, taking notes on a notepad again. I have my setup. I'm like all over the place. Figuring it out though. Come on, always.
So we're not on different sides of this game, Jake. I do have a play on the team that you don't have a play on. So
Okay.
I know you're somebody who targets pitchers from the get-go. So we're going to start on the pitcher screen.
Sure.
And your best bet, Jake, I'm assuming, considering what it is, we'll take a look at Kyle Freeland, who's going for the Rockies against the Guardians. Yeah. So talk to me, Jake. What's your best bet? And then again, my best bet doesn't contradict your best bet, but I'm seeing this game differently, though. Again, we're not on like opposite sides here.
Yeah, I have a feeling I know where you're going, but I'm on the Cleveland team total over 4.5. I got it at plus 105 on MGM. It's my favorite play of the day. I put 1.5 units on it. And Kyle Freeland really hasn't been good all season, especially versus righties. And Cleveland will have 7 righties in their lineup tonight. So I don't like that for him. On top of that, Cleveland's bats have actually been pretty good in the last. They're 5th in batting average in the last 7 days, and they're 7th in the last 15 days. So it's not just like they're hitting for a couple days here. I know they had a big week this week, but they've been hitting over the last 15 days pretty well. And they're going to see Kyle Freeland, who has not been pitching good. Colorado's bullpen is not good, as we all know it. That's not rocket science, and it's super, super taxed. Like if you look at their bullpen right now, 5 of their relievers have went 27 pitches or more in the last 3 days. So they kind of need Kyle Freeland to go deep in this game. Not saying he's not going to, but if he does, that just backs up my argument that much more. On top of that, Cleveland has hit over 4.5 runs, or they've scored 5 or more in 3 of their last 4 games. I think if they're going to get it again, there's no reason why they can't get it here versus a bad pitcher, one of the worst bullpens, while their bats are hot and the splits are in their favor. So I just stuck with Cleveland team total over. I like it a lot. It's my favorite play of the day, Eric.
Not hard to see why. I like how you called out the right-handed pitcher, the right-handed batters, I should say, that the Guardians have going in their lineup. Overall, Freeland, I mean, obviously he plays a lot of games at Core, so we'll look at props.cash now. We'll go to earned runs, and we'll do away games. And this is something I was looking at the last time Freeland started. I'm pretty sure I was on stream. It's somehow worse on the road.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Like
I looked at that too when I was looking at the splits. That I always take the Colorado starting pitchers, like their splits weigh a lot heavier when I'm making my decisions, especially when they're away, because obviously it's much easier. Usually it's easier to pitch away than in Coors Field. So when they're still bad when they're pitching away, that's kind of a red flag for me.
Absolutely. So, I mean, the numbers are definitely better, but like I said, like better is like impossible to not be better if you're pitching at altitude, unless
Yeah.
you do have like a crazy outlier season. So I don't have any like disagreements here. Just overall, though, I will mention this, and you can look at this Guardians versus left-handed pitching, even though they are stacking the right-handers, and yes, they've been hot of late. This is something that Kyle and I talked about a lot on the Friday stream because like Kyle does this more than I do, but we'll actually, this is a good place to put it right here. We'll pull up the K's. The Guardians against left-handed pitching, like they're just a strikeout factory. Now, of course, Freeland on the strikeout numbers, of course, courtesy props.cash. He's not striking out anybody realistically. He's not a big K pitcher whatsoever. You know, his high this year was 7 in the debut, and then since then has only hit 6 twice this year. Any general concerns? Because yes, they've been hot, but Jay, there's a lot of red here, and the red is indicating that's some bad offense.
What is that over versus just lefties or over a certain?
Against just lefties in general this season.
I mean, they haven't been a good hitting team all season. Part of where I like to find value, like look at the line. It's not like I'm laying minus 120 juice on this. It's plus 105. On top of that, I like to find, like I was just making money last week on the Angels or 2 weeks ago because the Angels were actually hitting and they were still underdogs. And I was taking advantage of that. So when these teams go through streaks where they're not hitting well, this is right here, this graphic is why they're probably plus 105 because they haven't been hitting good, versus lefties. But if there's a stretch where they are starting to see some success, I want to get on that stretch because Vegas is going to weigh the odds based on most likely the entire season, most likely on a graphic like this. So I'm going to take my risk off of the sample sizes that I'm looking at that it can go over, especially in this spot. Like it's not like they're versing a team with a great bullpen or something like that. You know, like there's also the bullpen that comes into the factor. They can have 2 runs through 5, but they still have the Rockies bullpen to ding up if they want. That's absolutely taxed. Like I don't even know who's going to go for them. So
absolutely. No, I honestly entirely see where you're coming from, and I don't disagree. I'm pulling up a different market for the first 5 here, and like also just going back to props.cash really quickly. They're projecting 3.2 earned runs allowed for Kyle Freeland. So of course you have the full game, but
love that.
That's a great piece of information that you want to see. But I wanted to see here, just out of curiosity now. Another amazing feature of props.cash, which I've brought up a few times, and it's so helpful, so I wouldn't die. When you go to any of these statistics for pitcher up top, you can see how the opposing lineup has done against the same side over the course of, X amount of games. Of course, lefties are always, a little bit lower. But as you can see here, even though the Guardians have been bad against on the season against left-handed pitching, in their last 20 games against lefties, dating back to just 22 days ago with Colton Gordon here, earned run lines 1.5. The Guardians put up a 5 spot, 2 spot against Brandon Walter, 6 against JP Sears, 5 against Jeffrey Springs, 3 against Bubich. Then Cameron had a pretty good start the other day. So Guardians offense, Jake, definitely trending up against left-handed pitching. And you can see directly from here, like now on the season, if you go down, like we can scroll back and you see a lot of red here.
Yeah.
Teams going
I don't
under.
care about that right now.
But with that being said, obviously, I almost like obviously, but like as we know in MLB, like in all sports, like what goes up must come down. The Guardians against lefties are definitely on their way up in terms of production, and the numbers are literally telling us that as yes, this is a big juice minus 165, and these two were as well. But then you have a bunch of 2.5s plus money even here. Guardians soared over that number, and we're talking 10 days ago here with this Jeffrey Springs against the Athletics.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right. I'm not saying they're going to keep this up for the remainder of the season, but is Kyle Freeland going to be the one that's going to stop them in their tracks right now? Like I doubt it. I hope not. Let's just say that.
So I don't think Kyle Freeland's going to stop them in their tracks per se, but I did bet for the first 5. The price is unfortunately not available anymore, but I bet Rockies first 5 run line. So Rockies plus half a run in the first 5. I kind of saw this differently. Now, the thing of that, this is why I said we're not really going opposite, because you have full game. So if Kyle Freeland could pitch, 8 shutout, but then you got a 5 in the bottom of the 9th there. So it's not like it is a direct, against one another. What's Cap talking in chat? It takes it back. I missed what you said, Cap. Bring it back. Talk your shit if you're talking shit.
Oh, Cap, go to bed.
But No, I think I'm kind of, I guess, still riding the overall like poor wave. And again, instead of kind of riding the hot hand as you are at plus money against the left-handed bats, I'm kind of thinking the regression is coming to come back. Some of these numbers are really god awful, like against left-handed pitching, like 119. Isolated power is so low. Like, of course, Jose is going to cook, but we know Jose cooks more from the left side than the right. Stephen Kwan, I mean, he's never going to be a power hitter, of course, but look at these home run numbers. And then Colby Allard on the other side. I mean, let's pull up some of his numbers. So earned runs, he's been pitching out of the pen, or maybe he's been opening. I'm honestly not entirely sure. But either way, a bullpen game for the Guardians, who we know has had not only bullpen troubles this year, that were also predicated on these gambling issues, and like the entire team apparently has a gambling ring going on.
Yeah,
so,
yeah dude. They all do, honestly. Let's be real.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's all of it's entirely correlated. Of course, some of it at this point has to be realistically a little bit correlated, but regardless, I think Freeland can do enough to keep the Colorado Rockies in the first 5 close to this game. And going back to Freeland quickly, yes, he's been like allowing these runs, but he's been pitching deeper into games. Like he's been at least like trying to give his team a fighting chance. Now, I mean, when you're still letting up 4 earned, 1 earned here against Minnesota, but the Rockies. Let's go back to Allard. His only line is up for him is K because he's definitely opening.
And the Rockies, Eric, haven't even like. This is where I stopped looking at it, was because Allard doesn't have that sample size that I like to see out of a starting pitcher. So I was like, all right, screw even looking at this side of it. That's why I only looked at the Cleveland bats. Just in general, the Cleveland bats versus what's his face, Kyle Freeland. Mm-hmm. But Colorado in the last 15 days, they were hitting the ball. I don't like what they've been doing in the last week. The last week, they've like what comes up must come down. They've come back down to earth really in the last week or so, which is why I was like, am I going to rely on these bats to get hot again? These Colorado bats that like literally broke a record for having the worst start in an MLB season ever. And, I just wanted to stay away from that. But I totally see where you're coming from because the Colorado bats can do it. So I'm not against your pick either.
No, and from a market perspective, so I got this morning at let's pull it up. I got it at plus 110, and now it's minus 110. So from a value perspective, I did my job as a gambler. I'm betting on the Colorado Rockies, so of course anything can happen, and definitely don't want to pass post some CLV there. But the fact of the matter is that pick was placed this morning. Do have the line value secured. I liked it regardless of the the movement. Like even if it didn't move with that much value that I did end up getting, I still would be sitting here talking about it because I do think it's a good bet, because I do think that the Guardians, they're at this point, they're also a bad team. Of course, Colorado's historically bad, and we have guys like Warming Burnable, this rookie who hit a couple dingers, but his first time facing a lefty this year. Austin Nola making his way into the lineup here. And of course, overall, the Rockies are just horrible, but we know that pen does most of the, I shouldn't say most of, but they're so bad. The bullpen is horrible. So that helps support your overall, over, 5 runs for the entire game. But for my first 5, I actually I want to say expect, because that's, giving Mr. Kyle Freeland a little bit too much credit, but I could see them, hopefully a 3-3 game going into top 6. You're looking good. And I have that plus run there. I did not take them on the money line. I took them plus a 0.5 run. So a tie is a win there. So let's go Rockies in the first 5. Let's go Guardians full game.
I had the same number in mind. I was like, this could be a 3-3 game through 5, and everybody's happy here.
That would be absolutely amazing. Take a quick look at some weather here, just out of curiosity. Wind says it's blowing in over at on props.cash, but 4 miles an hour. It's not a big deal. This 8 is coming in. I know it's very easy for left-handed hitters to go out to right field, but not the warmest. 80. It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot out there.
Yeah.
Curious on any BVP, just out of curiosity. Anything noteworthy? No, absolutely not at all. Not even close.
Lots of dashes.
Not a lot of seeing Freeland, of course. Freeland being a Rocky his whole career, not facing a lot of AL talent there. Did any hitters come out to you? Because I know that you are targeting an over here. So I know you do like to focus your over, though, on more of a pitcher fade than anything. But talk to me. Is there anything that was catching your eye from a hitter's perspective, or should we just keep chugging along the games?
We could really keep chugging along. I didn't look at any individual hitters here, just the overall stats and the last 15 days, and Kyle Freeland kind of being a can. So
I don't blame you. But let's go to your New York Yankees versus my Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh, yeah. What's been happening here? Listen, ever since the Rays started sucking, so have the Yankees.
So now we both just hate the Blue Jays, and that's just how it goes.
Yeah, it's always screw the Red Sox, but I mean, dude, the Blue Jays are looking dangerously good.
I'm pulling up the standings for the curiosity. The Rays are officially now 500, 9 games back. So, again, my biggest position on the Rays was over 80.5 wins, which is more than a live Cap talking. He's on J-Ram 2 bases. Shout out to Cap. Crushes lefties. I mean, yeah, I absolutely no debates for me there. But looking at the AL East, just don't want to pull up it on my screen because I don't want to lag out or anything. But we got Toronto, of course, leading. Yankees 4.5 back. Tampa Bay, like I said, 9 games back at a smooth 500. But realistically, like I said, all I need is for the Rays to go over 80.5 wins. So, like, yes, it would have been cool if they cashed me a crazy 20-1 ticket on AL East and whatnot. But that would have been like the icing on the cake. But back to what actually matters, and that is handicapping this.
The Red Sox right there too.
Red Sox are 59-51, man. They're heating up. They're heating up.
Since they got rid of Devers, they started like turning things up, and
I hate always going to be 2020, but like it was low key so obvious. Like, you know, they were talking. The locker room hated him. He was obviously a little bit of a distraction and whatnot. But now the boys are just playing ball. But not gonna use hindsight too much. But Rays won game 1, Yankees won game 2. They also do play on Thursday, so this is not the final game of the series. But we got Zach Littell, Will Warren, Aaron Judge, of course, not in the lineup as it stands right now. Jake, anything that came to your mind when you started breaking down this game from anything you saw, pitchers, hitters, game line, anything?
Well, I did look at this game. I have some notes here. I didn't end up taking anything just because both of these bats are just abominable right now. They both suck. I think they're 27th and 28th in the last 15 days in batting average. So Littell, he just really hasn't been pitching that good. He's allowing a 284 batting average in the month of July. But like I just said, the Yankees can't hit. So what am I going to say? Littell stinks, but the Yankees are going to get a hold of him because I'm not putting my eggs in that basket. On the flip side, Will Warren has been really good at home, honestly, allowing only a 211 batting average. And at night, he's allowing only a 236 batting average. So those are both two strong suits for him. But he hasn't been good in July. He's allowing a 300 batting average in the month of July. Tampa Bay can't hit right now. So it's like two pitchers that kind of aren't pitching good versus two bats that can't hit. Once I see that, I don't even bother looking at the bullpens. I know that Tampa has a decent bullpen. The Yankees fluctuate with their bullpen, but like if I can't find a side on the first 5, I'm not looking any further. So I don't even have a lean for this game. I have no clue what to do. I really would love to pick a side or even a total or something. I just cannot trust these bats and can't really trust it. The only good thing is I think I can get behind Will Warren in a way, maybe like a Tampa Bay team total under, but then in the month of July, he hasn't been pitching well. So it's just not worth the risk. It's not worth putting any dollars down on or forcing anything. So I stayed away.
Absolutely. I agree. They did face off the Rays. Again, this isn't really that meaningful, of course, but I just want to, put it out there. Tampa Bay against the Yankees, May 4th, Will Warren. So it's not like they have never seen him. They also did see him last year, which is interesting. 1.2 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned. I would assume that's a relief appearance. That was not. This was early this year. So he did actually see him twice. Interesting. And then Littell, I'm curious what his Yankees. So he did face them just one time this year in New York. Did get the best of them. 7 innings, 3 Ks, only 2 earned, 3 hits, but he had 11 hard hit balls.
Oof.
Let me guess, Aaron Judge had like 5 of them. No, I don't know for sure. But
yeah, Pat.
Wouldn't be a bad guess. BVP. Again, well, if Andy Volpe is the one who's destroying you, then that's the problem.
Yeah, it was batting like 450.
But I'm
Goldschmidt's hitting him up too. I mean, they don't struggle versus him by any means, but
No, there's no struggle. This is all insignificant data. We're just curious if there was potentially significant data, but nothing there. But the total in this game is 9. So runs are expected. I'm up in New York. It's beautiful out. Balls I'm sure will be flying today. And Littell, if I'm not mistaken, struggles against left-handed bats. And I do want to look at some home run odds. Gio Stanton was somebody who popped out to me. We were seeing 95 degrees. Now, this is a little bit of an exaggeration. It's definitely like 80s, like high 80s. It's hot in New York as we speak. 272 at Pinnacle for Stan. That's obviously like you don't want to really. It's like so hard to bet a home run at 270, even if when it's Judge, Ohtani, Cal Raleigh. Gio does fit in that mix here. FanDuel 220. So you have the big dinger guy, of course, in Stan 240, but you got lefties in Belly and Jazz, of course, our home run guys down to 260. Even J Dom, who's at 450. McMahon, of course, a left-handed bat at 330. I don't want to look at head to head. I want to see how many home runs has he hit as a Yankee. Was this as a Yankee? Has Ryan McMahon went yard as a Yankee yet?
No, I don't think so.
Is today the day? It's today the day against Littell.
Short right porch. I mean, very well could be. They need some sort of spark. He's been hitting good with them. I think he's gotten a hit every single game so far and a couple RBIs. But we gave nothing away for him, so I don't mind it. But we're taking a guy from Colorado who plays in Coors half the season who's still batting like 215. Like, come on, that's our saving grace right now. That's what we're gonna do before the trade deadline.
He's a very good defender.
Yeah, that's what it is. We needed him on the defensive side, but we also can't hit right now. So it would have been great to get a little dual threat action there.
Yeah, it would be nice if they did a little bit more. It is a pretty tough market for players. Not a lot of really good expirings, but of all the moves, I think McMahon was actually a pretty good move for the Yankees, all things considered here.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
But let's look at the home runs here. Yeah, so Littell's actually allowed a bunch of home runs. This can't be right, though. There's no way he's allowed 26 home runs this year. Is that true? 26?
26.
I guess it's possible, but let me do a quick Fangraphs. I'll do it on my other computer just so I don't crash really quickly. But is Littell up 26 home runs? I mean, obviously they play in that semi-little league park. That I need to just double check. Props that cash, of course, has a great data, but that seems really high. Splits, home runs. Yep, 26.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, he's given up 50 something runs. I know that. 26
home runs. All right. So that is absolutely accurate. Did not mean to doubt you, props like cash. Just sometimes you gotta take a little deep dive into what you're seeing. Damage is a home run through 9 is higher against lefties because there's less batters faced against left-handed pitching. Isolated power is, let's see. No, this all checks out. So also been worse away. So back to what we were talking about, the odds for the Yankees to hit home run are obviously going to reflect that, and it's more just a game of who are you taking. Of course you could take a bunch of them and then to see how that goes. I think I'm going to call my shot here considering the market because you have Penny at 350, FanDuel at 340, MGM 333. I think that at ESPN Bet right here, there's 375 for Ryan McMahon to hit his first home run of the season. He has most of his home runs off of fastballs, though Littell does do a good job of mixing it up, but he gets hit around in all facets of the game. Does do a lot of swing and miss on breaking pitches with that high-ass K rate, as we can see. But I think I'm calling my shot here, Ryan McMahon home run.
Let's see it happen. I would love for that to happen. This is when all these other guys could step up. When Aaron Judge is out, maybe he needs a little break. He'll be back in 10 days, so nothing crazy. Louis Hill comes back on Sunday.
Okay.
Very making a start. So some pieces are coming back, but let's see what the boys could do without Aaron Judge in the lineup. Other people are going to get opportunities now. So
other people are going to. I didn't even look at Ben Rice. I want to look at Ben Rice. There we go. His hits, our runs, RBIs are minus 130. Has not been as hot lately as we can, clearly see with some of these metrics on the last 5 games. But Ben Rice has been getting so unlucky all year long. But I mean, last 10 has not been producing in the HRR department. Belly, of course, against righties, who has the most home runs. Grisham leading off. Jazz against righties, of course, makes sense. A lot of really low odds, but as we can see by the data we're looking at from Props.cash, it all checks out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I back Rice at 340 at FanDuel with Penny 294. I mean, Penny's definitely sharper there, but FanDuel's also relatively sharp in the home run market, so that seems a little bit.
I think Ben Rice has a hit versus Littell in his entire career. I think he's over with a couple Ks.
He is 0 for 6.
0 for 6, yeah.
With was that 2 strikeouts?
Yeah, I think 2 Ks.
2 Ks. Belly as well, 0 for 6, 2 Ks. Again, very meaningless sample sizes, but still worth noting. Yeah. Wells and Volpe are the only 2 Yankees. Wells, of course, a lefty, but stacking lefties, which makes a ton of sense. We were talking about how Littell struggles against left-handed bats. Am I talking myself into backing the Yankees minus 145 on the money line? Because I think I kind of
you're talking me. I already said that I like. The only thing I do like is Will Warren against the Tampa Bay bats to an extent. You know, like I don't love it, but I like that more than Littell versus the Yankees bats.
I kind of like the Yankees, man. I think I like the Yankees at minus 140. I think this is
I will not talk you off that ledge.
See, look at the Tampa Bay lineup, courtesy of Props.cash. Got Chandler Simpson, Yandy, Aranda, Caminero. Okay, Tristan Gray going. I mean, so many NPCs in this lineup.
In Will Warren's defense, he really got smoked against Toronto the first game of July. He gave up like 1 million runs and 1 million hits. Other than that, he hasn't been terrible.
Not at all. He's been good.
10 hits, 8 runs to Toronto. And then Seattle, 4 hits. Or I'm sorry, 10 hits. Yeah, 10 hits, 8 runs to Toronto. Seattle, 4 hits, 0 earned runs. The Cubs, 6 hits, 2 earned. Atlanta got to him, 5 hits, 5 earned runs. And then Philly, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. So I wonder what his OBA looks like without that Toronto game on July 2nd.
Definitely a big inflator considering those numbers there. I'm sticking with my McMahon. I like McMahon home run or hits, runs, RBIs. That was at home run was 375 and hits, runs, RBIs, even money. I'm liking a McMahon. I want to say like statement game because hitting 1 home run is not worthy of pinstripes just yet. But I like McMahon to finally put one in that porch in right field for the Yanks.
Cat, be a man and take the minus 1.5.
Ooh, ride the run line. Let's see what the odds. Yankees full game run line. Average odds are around minus 145. Caesars MGM plus 150.
Awesome.
Cap, that's you're tempting me. I'm interested, but
Cap, what are you up to?
I like McMahon. Jake, anyone you're gonna send on from the batter market right now, or put out there, or you're just you're being responsible?
No, I'm not going to send anything right this second. I'm probably not going to send anything. I was eyeing up Jazz earlier. I mean, he only has 1 at-bat against Littell. I like what he's been doing. He's the type of guy that when you talk a little smack to him or the drama's around him, he tends to thrive. So, I don't know. I like Jazz. I like Jazz as a whole, but I don't mind the McMahon play. Like, now I think you're talking me into that right now.
It could be a squad ride on McMahon to do something fun, hit a home run, or get some HRR going. I would like both realistically. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But let's keep rocking. We have only a couple more games. We're going in detail because of the small slate. LAD Cincinnati, been a fun series. Ohtani's on the bump.
No, he's not, I don't think.
They scratched him?
I think they scratched him because I thought the same exact thing. And then RotoWire showed that the confirmed lineup was Emmett Sheehan.
Emmett Sheehan. I'm looking at Underdog quickly as well, just to confirm. Let's see if there's anything.
ESPN said Ohtani was on there, and then RotoWire said he was the designated hitter in the 2-hole, and Emmett Sheehan was on the mound, and it was it's a confirmed lineup. So I don't.
Underdog showing Ohtani SP.
How do we decide?
What's up?
Does that mean he is on the mound?
Yeah, that's. I mean, unless like Underdog could be wrong. If we're having conflicting sources, all like relatively solid sources within projecting lineups, then I'm I'm just as confused as you
Well,
are.
I didn't have a play on this anyway, but part of my write-up was about Emmett Sheehan being on the mound. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't care either way.
Yeah,
I don't have a play or a side. I was gonna lean the Dodgers first 5 on the run line, but obviously the starting pitcher depends. If anything, Shohei being on the mound would back that even more. But
yeah. So I'm looking at, of course, I'm trying to. So this is, I guess, like the awkwardness for platforms of having Otani,
rock.
being Otani, because I want to see his pitching props, but they're showing his hitting props because he does both, as I know we all know. But now his strikeouts aren't showing here. Listen, I think we just have to.
Rock says the LA that he's starting tonight against the Cincinnati Reds.
Are they just not putting out?
I say we go with that.
Regardless, Prop.Cash currently not showing any odds for Otani or pitching data. So we're either talking Nick Martinez, like it's showing up here, but when we get into it, we're only seeing hitting props. I would assume, though, that is a little bit of just like a platform difficulty with somebody of Otani, who's literally the unicorn who does both. But I guess for these purposes, because this is not a game I haven't put on either, I have one more bet that I took that, of course, we'll talk about. I already talked about Colorado first 5 run line. Just locked in McMahon. You're on the Cleveland
team total.
Cleveland team total over 5+ there. Yeah, you could look at a fade of Nick Martinez, and maybe we could target some Dodgers. But considering of the data being off right now, because I'm curious if I pull up. Let's do some investigative work. If we pull up Will Benson, for example.
Yeah, let's do some investigating work.
So it's showing the data here for Otani, which is intriguing me. I'm going to pull up an odds screen quickly on my other computer just to see if like Otani props.
Yeah, let me see what Action Network has for. See if there's any like K props or anything.
That's what I'm looking for as well, because maybe I'm just. No, I'm seeing hits allowed. Yeah, I'm seeing hits allowed.
I'm seeing Otani as well. I guess maybe RotoWire was wrong. But they have the confirmed lineup. I don't know why they'd have that if
I'm not seeing pitcher strikeouts. I am seeing still hits allowed.
I see his
walks.
Let me see.
Oh no, I'm seeing strikeouts now.
4.5.
Yeah.
MGM has it, Caesars has it, DK, FanDuel, at 360. Yeah, they all have it.
Yeah, they all have it. Yes. Interesting.
All right, so it's Otani.
Looks like it's Otani. Well, again, though, for these purposes, looking at Props.Cash, tough to not have Otani data. We have this pitch percentage also. I was just very curious. Like I wanted to pull up and see, because I know Otani's, of course, been a little bit of like a pitch count, and they've been almost like babying him, but they've been, very.
You could say babying him.
I will never disrespect the GOAT like that. No, I'm just playing. They've been babying him for sure. Nick Martinez is doo-doo. Yep, Cap, that is absolutely facts. Dodgers can be doo-doo at times. So I want to pull up and see some of the splits for.
Yeah, I could talk about Nick Martinez really quick because I do have notes. I mean, I'm not on a side. I was leaning Dodgers first 5 on the run line. I mean, Shohei being on the mound definitely doesn't stop that look. But Nick Martinez, he's actually pretty decent at home. He allows only a 225 batting average, but at night he's not as good. He allows a 278 batting average or 272, which is pretty bad. He's been bad in July, so he's kind of been all over the place. Like it's hard to get a good read in this spot with these splits. And then the Dodgers bats, you just kind of touched on it. They've been terrible for before this week. They've been terrible for like a month. Literally one of the worst bats in the entire league. And then out of nowhere, they're starting to hit again in the past week. So are the Dodgers bats back? It's not like they're seeing a world beater on the mound here. So didn't really have an official play. If I had to pick a side, I would definitely lean towards the Dodgers. On the first 5, I don't even want to bring the bullpens into it because that's something else the Dodgers need to work on. They have a pretty bad bullpen. The Cincinnati bullpen's actually a little better. So, that's it. I would just lean Dodgers first 5, but didn't officially play it or anything.
We got some news real quick. Trade summary. The Phillies have got locked in. They traded for Johan Duran. and they gave up Mick Abel, who's of course pitched a little bit for them this year, has looked good as a young guy, and Eduardo Tate. I'm not familiar with him, to be honest, but literally 12 seconds ago, Underdog Fantasy, Phillies have made the trade for reliever Yohan Duran, and they give up a young, young and I want to say obviously not proven. That's not the right word, but guy who showed definitely some flashes of Mick Abel. But the Phillies go and get their high leverage guy.
Yeah, they did it. Good for them.
I saw earlier
Need something in that bullpen.
Oh, absolutely. That was a must need. I know LAD was intrigued with Duran. I saw that they were the final two teams that were really trying to lock him in, but the Phillies were able to get the deal done. And I'll pull up the standings quickly because I'm curious of the NL East. Haven't looked in a couple days. The Mets are about to lose, unfortunately. I mean, I really don't care. If you're a Mets fan, unfortunately, I personally don't care. Half a game back, the Phils.
You're a Mets fan. You're a Mets fan.
Just because the Yankees aren't.
You had a David Wright poster in your childhood bedroom. You're a Mets fan.
I did not have a David Wright poster.
All right.
I have a MLB All-Star Game ball from 2007. Does that mean I'm a Giants fan from when they had it there?
Nope, doesn't count.
All right, so quick digression from the board there, but definitely a big trade in the MLB. We can talk a little bit. I mean, we're talking about it as we speak. Like, I don't think there's really much additional commentary to add. The Phillies needed a reliever. Yohan Duran's one of the best relievers available. They went out and got a reliever. But I don't think there's any more analysis necessary then.
Oh, man. Well, I do have a play for that game, Cap, so stay tuned, all right?
Stay tuned.
Tell all your Cardinals fans to hop on the stream if they want to hear my play for the Cardinals game. Or should I call it the Marlins game?
For the Fish Cardinals. Cap, it's a Will Smith 2TB. I'm just going to pull up Will Smith 2TB, and I'm actually going to play devil's advocate with Cap in chat right now. We'll see. Let's see total bases. Will Smith, even money. Let's see some pitch mix here. Martinez has a lot of hard hit balls, home runs to the fastball, which is a predominant pitch there. Will Smith doing very well against the fastball this year. Off speed, he throws and breaking. Not a lot of home runs allowed, but a very low K rate for Martinez. Will Smith has been very balanced across the board. Last 15, Will Smith is doing very well all year. That's VVP, excuse me. All year, Will Smith has been having a great year. Maybe I could talk out. I don't even have anything to go back at you there, Cap. Cap is talking Will Smith TB in chat. This is a ride from chat. I'm cool with you on the Will Smith total basis here. Plus 105 DK, best price in market. If you're riding with Cap in chat, that'll be a guest pick for this one. And like I mentioned, I have another play. Jake has another 3 plays. So without further ado, Jake, let's move to St. Louis. Let's crush Cap's hopes as a Cardinals fan. Miles Mikolas, Cal Quantrill. This is like, I don't even want to say mid-emitter because it's like worse than mid-emitter. This is like crap and crapper here with Mikolas and Cal Quantrill. But Jay, kick us off here because you have a play locked and loaded.
Yeah, I got the first 5 over 4.5. Got it at -120 on FanDuel. You kind of just took the words out of my mouth. I'll stick with mid-emitter because they've been
for their standards. They've actually been relatively decent.
Yeah. For this situation, they're mid-emitter. It depends on the day, I guess. But Cal at home is allowing a 280 batting average, and away he's allowing a 285 batting average. So pretty piss poor if you ask me. He's awful versus righties. He has a 349 batting average versus righties. So if you want to pull that up on props.cash. And St. Louis is going to have 6 in their lineup. On top of that, the St. Louis bats, they haven't been great. But they're hitting a 296 versus Cal Quantrill on his career. So if you go look at BVP, they've been hitting him well, even though they haven't been hitting good. About two to 3 weeks ago, they actually were hitting the ball very well. They were top 10 in batting average. So I think this is a great spot for them to put up some runs. They've seen him plenty of times. They've hit him very well. And then Miles has been bad over the last 2 months. In June, allowed a 318 batting average. In July, 271. So he can't pitch for the last 60 days. And I've always been high on the Miami bats. I still am. And they're also very good versus bad pitchers. So I'm going to categorize Miles Mikolas, or however you pronounce it, Mikolas, as a mid pitcher or a bad pitcher. But I think Miami can get to him. but I also think that St. Louis can get to Cal Quantrill. So I think it's a great spot for the first 5 over. Just isolating it to the first 5 because St. Louis does have a good bullpen. I don't like if I find a good spot in the first 5, I'm just going to stick to it and just can't worry about what's going to happen in the next 4 innings. So yeah, first 5 over 4.5. I think it's a good number, and I think it's a good spot for some runs early on.
Absolutely. Not going to have any disagreements from me whatsoever. Considering we know what Miami's done at this point for it seems like almost 2 full months realistically of just playing great baseball. Like,
yeah,
last 10, 6-4, as we know, they've gotten their overall like run differential down to -49, but that was after such a horrible start to everything.
Terrible start.
Away runs are doing well. Look at some expanded, just like out of curiosity here. The Marlins are playing good ball, and like they've also been so good on the road, which we've talked about. I think coming into the year, I was very low on yeah, Cap. He would be. He would. He can get shelled. I was very low on St. Louis, thinking that they would be like probably like Pittsburgh bad. Honestly, they're of course not that bad. They're a game above 500 still. While Miami's 4 below, but we've seen Miami consistently go out every single night for the past, again, like at least 4+ weeks at this point.
You can see that all season, Eric. They're like 8th in batting average on the entire year. I think I said this last time I was on the stream. Like, there's this facade that Miami just like sucks, or like they can't hit, they can't do anything. They've been consistently hitting all season, and they've not been getting the respect for it. But on the year in batting average, I think they're 8th or 9th in batting average on the entire season. So they've been pretty consistent.
And the thing that impresses me too is like they're beating better teams. Like they're like not just like they're big dogs or they're just like beating up on like a series against the Nationals or like the Rockies or whatnot. Like they're going into Milwaukee and they're taking 2 of 3. They're going into San Diego and they're taking 2 of 3. They're 1-1 right now against the Cards, which is of course still to be determined. They go into Cincinnati, like not like a great team, but they split that series. They host the Twins, they win that series, and some of the last couple series. They go and host the Royals. Like again, the Royals aren't world beaters, but like you would think the Royals are a better team. And what do? They win a series. So, dude, yeah, I feel you, Cap. Like they have talent, they're fun. I also like the way Clayton McCullough, their first year manager, has been managing some of these young arms in the bullpen. I think they've really done a great job. And the results speak for themselves. Like, yes, they still have a -49 run differential, but like Miami was a team that was probably just as popular to have the worst record in baseball as like a White Sox or Rockies, etc. And here they are with a better record than the Atlanta freaking Braves. So, kudos to Miami. I saw a lot of stats on Twitter. Maybe I could find it quickly, but like Miami's been like the most profitable team to back as an underdog and all that stuff. That stuff is like, generally speaking, not like indicative of like something, at least for like my perspective, where like I'm backing trends or like blindly betting that, like not by any means necessary. But I feel like in every sport, Jake, especially sometimes in baseball, like every year there's that one team that like everyone kind of wrote off that like turn up, and then people are like, let me like fade because of like they can't keep getting away with it. They keep getting away with it, and that's Miami, and there's no sign that it's stopping. We're hitting August soon.
Yeah. It's like, when do you give them the respect that they deserve? Honestly, the Commanders were that team last year in the NFL. Everyone was like, oh, they're going to hit that fall off. They have a rookie quarterback. Daniels isn't going to continue this like high level of play. The Miami Bats aren't going to continue to hit and play well versus good teams. But like, what are you going to say when they do? I think this is the first stream that I didn't take a Miami money line or like a Miami side. I'm always on them. First 5, full game, team total. Like, I've been riding them all season. They haven't given me a reason to not. So why would I like turn that page,
Listen, I got nothing but love for the fish, man. I got nothing but love for the fish. But let's keep rocking here. We can look at hitters all day. The total in this one, pull it up, is high. I would assume it's 8.5. I think it'd be a little bit higher. Both teams they can get really hot. But pitchers on the mound, like 2 really bad pitchers. I think this is like an easy click, honestly, on like an over. Like you have the first 5 over. No qualms from me here. But interest of time, Jake, we got a couple more games going. You're Cleveland, or I guess both of us have plays in Cleveland. How has first pitch, so I'll keep tabs on that and keep you guys updated. But let's go. 2 more games. Texas LAA, Nasty Nate Evaldi, and Jose Soriano. Rangers, a team that I have been fond of because I had them to win the World Series when they won the World Series. So, like, by default now, I'm more of a Rangers fan than a Mets fan, Jake, because I had money on them to win a World Series, and they did.
Yeah.
They're hot as hot as hell. Another way to put it, no other words to describe it. The Angels, they are making a playoff push, so they go and trade for 2 relievers because that's going to help them win a World Series. But no, kudos to them. But you have a play here. I'm going to let you kick this one off. Nasty Nate, Jose Soriano, talk to me.
Yeah, dude, I'm on Texas minus 1.5 at plus 140. It's time to start fading the Angels again. Nasty Nate is a dog, especially versus righties. He only allows a 173 batting average, and the Angels will have more righties than lefties in their lineup. I believe it's only 5, but still, I'll take that any day of the week. And it's not like he's terrible versus lefties. I think he only allows like the low 2s in the batting average for versus lefties. I just mentioned it earlier. The LA bats, or I shouldn't say LA, the Angels bats, they've been good over the last 30 days. They've really been hitting. They were like top 2, top 3 for a while in batting average, but in the last 7 days, they dropped all the way back down to 28th. So, like, is this them coming back down to earth? And are those have those bats run out of luck here? Evaldi also went 6 innings with 0 earned runs versus the Angels earlier this month. And then Jose Soriano is worse at home, where he allows a 269 batting average, and at night he allows a 257 batting average. So both of those splits are not in his favor. He's better. He's actually better away and during the day. But he is having a good July, so I have to give him those flowers. He's allowing only a 198 batting average, but his only bad game was versus Texas, where he gave up 5 earned runs. So he's having a good July, but this was the team that got to him and really dinged him up pretty good. Texas is 8th in the last 7 days in batting average, and Texas has a massive bullpen advantage. We know you just said that the Angels did need help in the bullpen, so I'm not going to sit here and say that was stupid of them, but Texas still has the huge advantage there. They're a top bullpen in the entire league. So I'm taking Texas minus 1.5. They're hot. I'm getting them at plus 140. The LA bats have fallen off. I don't see why I should not be taking this at this price, so I'm doing it.
Yeah, to be clear, my clowning of the Angels adding Penn is more just because they need a lot more than that to be like truly competitive. They absolutely, had a need there and went to make some moves, so that's great. But their lineup and the way that they're constructed as a team, I don't think all of a sudden 2 relievers now turn them from a 500 club to a contender. I still think they're a 500 club, but that just for clarification there, they had a need, they filled the need, so you got to always give kudos there for at least attempting to be competitive. As we know, MLB teams often do the opposite and will sell when they could probably try to capitalize on a window or just like sit in purgatory because they don't want to spend the money. So I will give them flowers for at least trying, because at this point, like in the MLB, which is sad, we could probably talk about that for hours, about some of the sad states of the MLB with like salary, teams not spending salaries, etc. But they deserve some love. And the Rangers lineup officially just dropped, actually, so good timing. They're rocking with Josh Smith at 1, Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, Adolis, Langford, Higashioka, Carter, Jung, and Heim. Listen, this was a lineup that outside of Higgy, like that's who they were running for their World Series run. And you got Evaldi on the bump. Now, am I buying Texas futures? That's the different question. Now
the Tampa ones aren't looking too hot, so
where's Tampa shot? Tampa is shot. It was a great effort, and I want to tip my cap. And again, the win total on the season is the difference between profit and not. But I might be time to buy some Texas Rangers futures because, like I mentioned, this is the of course, the players aren't playing as well as they were. But with that being said, like this was the core, especially the young guys, the Jungs, the Carters, the Langford wasn't there yet, but Carter, Jung, those were the guys who were expected to really help them take that leap. So total's 8 here, makes sense. LA, of course, like overall, like a pretty good hitting environment. I want to pull up some hitters just to pull up some weather quickly. Look at home runs, of course. Corey 360. I actually want to check some BVP, so just regular, cool, normal night in LA. Because they're playing the same division, so Seager's got that number already. 9 PA. So I'm not sitting here saying it's like so indicative. Excuse me, and it's like must bet because of this 9 PA, but like nice to see that Corey Seager sees him well. Adolis has just been dog, so I'm not surprised. Let's see what his HRR is, I should say, because that could change it. Minus 140. Maybe there's some value to the market, but unlikely. Fanatics best price with MGM following suit. Don't really know what book at this point is like even like the sharpest in this market, so I wouldn't say that. A Seager double, just out of curiosity, 430, because Seager is a guy who does put a lot of two baggers out there. He's got just as many two baggers as home runs this year. And the odds are higher for him to hit a double than to go yard. So maybe a Seager double could be a fun little sprinkle here.
Yeah, wow. He has a better chance of hitting a home run than a double.
Better chance of hitting a home run, and he has the same amount of two baggers as dingers, and against right-handed pitching, he actually has more doubles than home runs. Corey Seager double. I have the McMahon home run. I think I'm going to add the Corey Seager double. Now, I don't love that FanDuel's best price because I think FanDuel generally is sharper in these markets, but you're not going to have like a penny or like a circa to DVig from for this market because I don't really have those offerings. But 430 on FanDuel. I prefer the double over the two bases. Of course, two bases at 110, I think most people would prefer to bet. Actually, I'm curious here. What is, 1.5 hits is 220. Total bases, of course, a double counts or a home run would count. Best odds at penny at 121. If you're taking a flyer on Seager tonight, which like BVP says so, Seager like recently batting 314, just pissing on baseballs. I mean, he could definitely get walked to Soriano. I'll pull him up quickly. Is like a pretty solid walk pitcher, and by solid I mean like does walk batters. I know he did last year. No, yeah, he definitely walks people. But Seager double, man. I think that's a long shot worth looking at for tonight. Is a Seager double.
Cleveland up 2-0, the bottom of the first, baby. Come on.
Who was it?
It's not good for you, but let's go.
It's all right. I've lost many bets in my day, and we got time, so we'll see. But
it could still be 3-3 at the end of 5.
It could be. It could be 5-5, and we were both going.
Right. I prefer that, honestly.
David Fry is the bearer of bad news for my perspective. He hit a 2-run dinger. Who scored there? Jose single.
Listen, it could be 6-5. It could be 6-5 Rockies for all I care.
Facts.
As long as Cleveland gets to 5, I don't care what the score is. It could be 15 to 5. I don't care.
It could be. We'll keep sweating that one on the side. Already another runner got back on base. Santana just got on base, so not worth sweating that day. We have a lot of games to sweat. So just to confirm here, we have Texas minus 1.5 from Jake, and I love Corey Seager double. I think it's absolutely worth playing on a long shot. And Cap was the one calling Ramirez bases hit that double. So shout out to Cap in chat for calling that out. Now he's got to sweat Will Smith with us because that was his call for that Dodgers game. But last but not least, Jake, Seattle Athletics. You have a play. I have a play. I'm going to go first here because my play is, even though you have a first 5 you're targeting, I'm targeting a Nerfy/Yerfy.
Wow, and let's go.
I'm going to reveal exactly what that one was. But I took the Nerfy in this game. So Props.cash does have a Nerfy screen. So I'm going to pull it up quickly just so you guys can see. And again, if you guys aren't using Props.cash for player props, 30% off your first month using promo code BetSmart. And as you see in this corner, we've teased it for a while now, but NFL season, the fact that, you can't even see with the BetSmart logo blocking it, but they have NFL season data. And of course, the NFL season's on the horizon. I know Jake and I are going to be talking NFL a lot more. We're not going to be abandoning baseball by any means, but there will be some NFL talk sooner than later. But listen, I don't take into account a lot of some of these metrics. Like, for example, like for the Nerfy here, like Brian Wu away is 6-6. You got Jeffrey Springs, he's home 4-4. And the Yerfy here is minus 130. I'm all about the price. Now I can see why the Yerfie's minus 130. You're in the athletics ballpark. Brian Wu is a great pitcher, but has been allowing some runs early, does end up settling down. Jeffrey Springs is, we'll go into his data in a hot sec here. He can have some good games, can have some blow-up games. But I bet price. I found a good price for the Yerfie, for the Nerfie. As you see here, it's even money right now.
Yeah.
I got it at plus 115 earlier today. So I still honestly like it at even money. There's no line shopping for the Nerfie here, so I would definitely implore you guys to line shop. And when Jake is going through it, I'm going to do that for you. Everything for the boys here on the show. But I bet the Nerfie
and girls if you're out there.
And boys and girls, anybody who's out there, anything, we love them all. Any viewer, we appreciate it. But Jake, I'm gonna let you take over here. Yeah. But my final locked in. Maybe I'll convince myself of something else. But I locked in the Nerfie in this one. So let me pull up some data here and let you get to work.
Yeah, no, and I do like that a lot. Honestly, you might talk me into it too. But I mean, Brian Wu, he's been a stud. The only my play, first of all, is the Athletics first 5 on the money line at plus 132 on FanDuel. Like I just said, Brian Wu has been a stud, which kind of contradicts this. But the Athletics have been hitting the ball pretty consistently. They're 8th in the last 15 days in batting average, and they're 4th in the last 7 days. So they've been hitting the ball very well. Jeffrey Springs has also been very, very good at home, allowing a 223 batting average, and he's been very good at night, allowing a 219 batting average. So those are 2 of his stronger spots when it comes to his splits. And he's only allowing a 225 batting average to righties, and Seattle's expecting 8 in their lineup. I don't know if that's been confirmed now. If you want to go check that quickly, Eric, but they were expecting 8 in their lineup as of about an hour ago. Seattle's bats on top of 8 expected righties in their lineup, which Jeffrey Springs pitches very good to. In the last 7 days, they're 27th in batting average. In the last 15 days, they're dead last, 30th. In the last 30 days, they're 24th in batting average. So I don't see the Seattle bats getting to Jeffrey Springs, where this is where he thrives. He's been thriving here all season versus righties at home and at night. The Seattle bats have been absolute garbage. Isolating this to the first 5 just because we know the Athletics bullpen is equally as bad. I'm not putting any faith into that bullpen. And Brian Wu, I don't want to take anything away from him, but he could be as good as he wants. If Seattle can't score 1 run, like, they can't win, and this at least pushes. Like, if this is 0-0 after 5, I'll take my push. But I think the Athletics can get 1 or 2. You just mentioned Brian Wu has been giving up a couple runs early in games. If they can get 1 or 2, I think that's plenty to have this bet cash in at plus 132. I like it a lot. So it's my final play of the day is the Athletics first 5 money line. I think goes hand in hand with your Nerfie too.
Yeah, love it. Not that it's like bigly impactful for the audience here, but I might as well say it because I am on the same page. Like, I have Jeffrey Springs in a fantasy. I'm playing him tonight in a must win. So like I have the faith. For me as a fantasy streamer, I guess, like, I'm sure if you're watching an MLB gambling stream, you might be an MLB fantasy player as well. If I have a pitcher that I like generally, but I think might have a shitty start and I don't want to drop him, like, I just won't play him, and I'll either hope he doesn't pitch well, or if he gets shelled, I look like a genius. But I'm absolutely pitching Jeffrey Springs tonight. So I'm with you there. And while you were talking, Jake, I did do – so I've not seen confirmed lineups yet. This game's at 10:45, so not shocking. But did some digging on the Nerfie for you guys. Plus 110 best odds at Novig. Now, Novig, if you guys aren't familiar, is a prediction market available in 39 states. And it is a head-to-head platform, so you're not betting against the house. And it's absolutely amazing. I use Novig. I recommend it to everybody. If you guys want you guys can get a match bonus for when you do, create your account, 25 free bones, promo code BetSmart. I really cannot recommend using Novig. Just like I use props.cash. I would love to see them incorporate Novig odds on here, honestly. And I would be, I actually do know that it's en route. So like, be prepared to start seeing Novig odds on here, but you will get a purchase match up to $25 if you use promo code BetSmart. So download Novig, promo code BetSmart, $25, you get a free $25. So that's the best price in market for the Nerfie. No, Jake, we're on the same page here. I would love to see the Athletics pull off a W here. First five is even better. I like Jeffrey Springs in this one. I'm curious the total, just because always curious the total and everything. Uh, but let's see. We got 9.5, of course, in the small park. Runs expected even with Woo on the bump in Springs here. Did you look at any hitters at all, or Jake? Because for the Athletics, because of course you do expect them to win. I know you do look at things more holistically, but just curious if there's anybody who stuck out to you before we recap and call it.
Yeah, no, I didn't look at any hitters, but I did end up tailing your McMahon home run play. So
That's
you
fine.
did. I wanted to lock that in. I locked it in like 20 minutes ago. Forgot to say anything because you were talking, but I wanted to let you know I'm on that bandwagon too. Let's get his first one in the pinstripes today.
First one, the pinstripes. That first pitch is slated for
7:10, I believe.
Yeah, any second. All right, boys, that's going to wrap it up. I'll be streaming tomorrow, but let's do a quick run through of everything that Jake and I have discussed and played. Now, I took Rockies first 5 plus half a run. That game is now live. You can most certainly get better odds than I got because they're down 2-0. If you want to ride with me and try to find that magic, feel free. I'm personally not doubling down. I'm riding what I had. Got the good CLV there, so we'll see what happens. And Jake is on the opposite end of that spectrum with Guardians team total 5+. They're up 2-0, so very unlikely you get that 5+ at a good price, but might as well mention it because we did talk about it about an hour ago at this point. Going down the line, Jake just mentioned that took McMahon home run. This game starts in a couple of minutes, and also like the hits, runs, RBIs as well. So if you're feeling a little frisky, home run. If you want to stay for the even money side, McMahon with the hits, run, RBIs over 1.5 even money. Jake also locked in Miami, St. Louis, first 5+ runs. Texas minus 1.5 runs plus 140. I like Corey Seager double. So Corey Seager to hit a double in this game is my fun look for this one. And rounding it out with Jake again, Athletics first 5 money line at plus chicken, and me, Nerfy in this one, best price at Novig. You have a purchase match up to $25 if you use promo code BetSmart. And you also get 30% off your first month of Props.Cash, this amazing player prop research tool that helps us find these plays, as well as these Nerfy bets. All this amazing information and data to help make your player prop research so much easier. Already cheap as it is, but 30% off your first month. Promo code BetSmart, and we have NFL season on the horizon. Jake and I will absolutely be talking some NFL in the upcoming weeks with, of course, training camp well underway. Fantasy drafts, I'm sure if you guys are fantasy players have been drafting. If you haven't been, I'm sure you're starting in the next couple of weeks. Preseason's tomorrow. Can't forget to mention that. But now is the time for sports fans to lock in. I know we do have a couple more weeks this summer, but fun is on the horizon, and Jake and I will continue to capitalize. So, Jake, any parting words for the boys before we call it a stream and start sweating?
No, nothing really other than this makes me excited for football season. And obviously seeing all the news and training camp and highlights already, it's just like it's an exciting part of the year. Nothing to throw shade on with the MLB. I obviously don't bet WNBA or anything else at this time. So MLB is always super exciting in the beginning, but there comes to a point where you just can't wait for football to start. College football's in 2-3 weeks, like week 0. So excited for that. I know you don't really dabble as much in there, but I love college football. So I'm excited to get some more sports in the mix. Have UFC every couple of weekends when I find an event I really like. But yeah, super excited for football, and hopefully Cleveland can bang home another 3 runs, and maybe Colorado can get 5 before the end of the 5th too. So
absolutely, we'll be sweating that one out. You can find Jake on X at Money Badger Bets, and also in the Better Process Discord at Better Process for all of Jake's info. You can find me at Go BetSmart and follow me across all socials at Go BetSmart. Subscribe to YouTube. We have some great video content coming. Twitch, Instagram, TikTok at Go BetSmart. Appreciate all the viewers. I'll be back on stream tomorrow with Pick the Odds, another amazing tool. We'll be finding a lot of good value. And have a great rest of your night, boys and girls. Shout out.